Hi, it's me again with Corel Draw Tips and Tricks, and somebody sent me this file. It's almost the same as the one of the other day, and he's cutting it out on a CNC router, so he needs an outline to cut it out of a template to put it into an engraver, and whoever he's doing this for a friend, bought red is engraving, black is cutting. That's, to me, is completely backwards. To me, red always means cut. And I've already changed, it's in millimeters. I've already changed it to inches, is measurement. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna see how big this elephant is, and it's 11 inches. So let's change our nudge factor like to 20 inches. And let's take this elephant and let's get it off the page so we have more room. One thing you can do, because if you use a smart fill tool on the elephant, you can see he's got some leaks with some of the toenails, and then your graphic is gone. So what you can always do to get an outline is take a rectangle and then use the smart fill tool and fill that in. Now let's nudge it over, and let's left click, right click, and you see, and we can double click on it and make it a hairline. Whoever was doing it, drawing it, was doing it in millimeter. So there's your hairline. We can take it, well, you have to go to object, break the curve apart, take the rectangle and move it. Now this is your cut line. So we need to make a contour because he's gonna make a, like take a piece of plywood or MDF and make a impression so the thing will fit down there in it. So we're just gonna go to effects and contour. We're gonna contour the outside, I'm gonna say 0.05 with rounded corners. And that might not be enough contour, but the one I'm doing it, the person I'm doing it for will be able to adjust that. And for the person I'm doing this for, if you cut it out and your wood doesn't fit, if you have this piece of plywood taped down where you can't move it, just back up and contour it 0.25. That might be too much, but that way it'll cut that other wood and you haven't wasted any wood. So let's just leave it at that. Let's go take the contour apart and let's take the first one, and we don't really need that anymore. So we're gonna take this one. It's already hairline, but we're gonna make it red. Now, it is a pretty cool picture, and there's some parts that they did correctly, and we can make it something thicker than a hairline. And I'm gonna change it to inches, or I'm gonna actually change this to points because I know more about points, or we're gonna make it a half a point thick and then black. So now we've made that black. We can nudge that over. We can grab that one. We can actually nudge them all over first. And you could engrave this with a raster, or you could engrave it with vector. So we'll go ahead and let's get rid of that rectangle. Get the toenail and move it over. And I actually think he wants to put the toenails in black. So what we should have done is not moved them over. We can grab all of them at one time and move them over, and then we can smart fill these. And the only problem is just like the problem we had the other day. So I'm going to smart fill that, move it over, smart fill this one, and it leaks. So the leak can't be down here because that one doesn't leak. So the leak is right here. And so what you can do is just take that and just elongate it a little bit. Go back to your smart fill tool and fill it in and move it over. See, that one leaks too, and it's going to be in the same spot right here. Those lines aren't really, they are touching, but you can just move it over a little bit because that's not going to affect anything. And then get the smart fill tool and move that over. I would actually, and if you do that, keep in mind that you need to right click, no outline, so there won't be any cut lines there. And these are, we can grab these, all three of them at one time. See, it's red at 255. Let's make it half a point in black. Now that's going to take a little bit of time to engrave, but you could actually leave them as a hairline and run them separately and run you could actually color map, but that causes some problems sometimes. On the eye, I would actually fill in the eye and then make these lines. And see, the problem with making the contour, our ears don't, really fit. So I would maybe, because let's bring that other one back in, where our ears fit on that one, but they don't fit. And if you're going to engrave it, what we could do is go ahead and move that one back out of the way. I mean, regardless if you're going to engrave it or, I would grab the shape tool and just put this thing like over here. Just kind of use your imagination. That one's fine and that one's fine, but the one that's going to touch the edge. So let's make that black. Half a point. And just do these other two lines, and you can actually, we've already done this one, it's a half a point. So we can just do one more line, and I could have put them all together and done them all at one time. And what's going to be, now the only other disadvantage is going to be the toenails might run off the sheet, because your other, your real object should be close to this size. And since we're doing a contour, and you could fix that too, because it doesn't hurt to have it engraved on a part where there's no wood. So we could actually, well, we can't do that right there. That's the other contour. Let's take that inner one and nudge it out of the way. And so what I'm saying, the toenails aren't going to reach the bottom of the wood quite possibly, but you can always shift select all of this, grab all those nodes and just bring them down, even to there. That way, even if your wood doesn't go that far, it will be to the bottom. And we can do the same thing on the back toenails. Just click on that one, hold down the shift, click on that one, and then grab those lower nodes and do that right there. Now, what I was saying about vector engraving, you really don't need this line because it's going to cut out. So once let's just do this. Let's say you have it in the laser, you got a piece of wood, and this is a well. This has been cut out now. You cut that out, and you could do that just by grabbing that. And the person I'm doing it for, I know he has an epilogue helix, and in your print driver, you could press selected, and it will only select that. And then actually you could move that out of the way. And of course, you'd want to engrave this, so I would just engrave the whole thing. And then maybe on the eye, we could fill it in. But if you didn't have the toenails, you could vector engrave this by just changing those back to a hairline. So the one I'm doing it for, I'll send you this file, and I'm gonna make one more video. I think we did the giraffe the other day, but it's a little bit different, I think. Anyway, stay tuned for part 2. Hope that helped. Thank you for watching.